Hi class, I just wanted to start us off by reviewing 6.5 from our course, which is 5.5 in the textbook. In that section, we are trying to delineate the differences between linear relations and non-linear relations as it pertains to their three representations as equations, tables of values, and graphs. So when we, for example, have an equation, how can we tell if it's linear or non-linear? And we'll start with that. If an equation is representing a linear relation, then that would mean the equation is a first degree equation and the highest exponent is 1. When we learn about how the degree of an equation, it's based on what is the highest exponent in the equation. So a linear relation is always a first degree equation. And it's often in the form y equals mx or y equals mx plus b, but it can be in many other forms as well. As long as the first degree equation, we consider it linear, or we can know that it is linear. Then nonlinear relations are not first degree equations, and they have exponents other than 1, typically higher than 1. All right, and then now what about tables of values? For tables of values, you can tell if a table of values represents a linear relation if the first differences are constant. I'll just make that a little bit bigger for you to be able to see. And you can see on the left-hand side, the first differences are all 1. And then you can see on the right, in the right column, the first differences are all 2, and we got the first differences by subtracting the previous column. So 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 4 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2. We can see the first differences are constant. They are all the same, and when that is the case, that means the table of values represents a linear equation. What about a nonlinear relation? In a nonlinear relation, if we're looking at a table of values, the first differences are not going to be the same. So if we look at the first differences on this side, it's 1, 2, and 3. Here it's 3, 6, and 9. And you can see the first differences are not the same. They're not constant. Therefore, this relation is nonlinear. All right, now what about graphs? Graphs is the most straightforward. If the graph is of a straight line, then the equation or the relation is linear. Right? And you can see 3 examples of that here. If the graph is not a straight line, like these examples, or like these examples here, then those are not linear, or they are non-linear relations. Okay, so that really kind of sums up the differences between linear and non-linear relations as it pertains to their 3 representations as equations, tables of values, and graphs. And there will be a quick little Google form for you to complete, or Google activity for you to complete, just so you can be sure that you understand this basic concept.